Hello and welcome to this video where I'll be redesigning and redrawing a character that I made back in 2020. I just recently stumbled upon this drawing on my Instagram of this little frog boy, and people seem to really like him, and I did as well. And I never took him any farther than the sketches or the initial sketches that I made at the time, and I really wanted to just redesign him a little bit because I felt like he was a little bit too plain. I started by kind of just redesigning or redrawing the first little portrait of him where he's like holding his hat, because I thought that was a really cute pose and kind of fit his nervous cutesy character a lot, so I decided to just redraw that one in my current style. First I gave him this kind of straight hair just like in the original, but I spread it a bit more out because I felt like the whole swoop kind of hairstyle where everything is just going in one direction kind of looked shabby and not as cute as it could have been, but I kind of spread it out a little bit. And then I decided to make one more portrait to go with it of him kind of like being really nervous and screaming to show a bigger range of emotions. Here you can see me quickly drawing in some curls for the character instead of the straight hair, which I feel like fits him a lot better and gives him some more character. For the last drawing of him, I wanted to kind of just draw him like in the original where he's holding onto his little backpack while walking, but I wanted to kind of show his outfit in this one and maybe redesign it because I don't really like the shorts and the t-shirt, but at the same time I didn't know what to do with it, so I kind of just started with that and maybe thought about changing the color palette a little bit. So I drew it pretty much the same way as it was before. But at the same time as I was drawing it, I was kind of thinking about what other options I had. I thought maybe I should give him a sweater because it's kind of weird to have a hot or warm hat in hot weather where you're wearing shorts. So yeah, his outfit doesn't really make any sense. So that's why I wanted to kind of work on that. But while I'm brainstorming and thinking about the outfit ideas, I tried to draw his face and failed miserably before going in and drawing the rest of his legs. And here I decided to also make him be running, so not just walking casually, just to change it up a little bit. And then I try to make these kind of overalls, and I actually really like the overalls and they end up staying. I also added a little frog pocket to fit his little hat, so I'm pretty happy with that. And then here I finally don't fail on making his face and make it halfway decent. It still doesn't really look like him in this drawing, I feel like, so I definitely could have tried maybe one more time, but I was a little lazy, so I didn't want to. And here's his little hair and the frog hat, and then this sketching is pretty much done, and I can start with the colors. And here I'm just testing out the color palette and seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. I changed it quite a lot from the original because in the original he has this kind of way too bright clothes in my opinion, which doesn't really fit his very pale skin tone. Oh, and I also decided to skip the line art on this one, so I don't make any specific line art. I just keep the sketch and paint under it, and I do that because I am too lazy to do anything properly today, so I just kind of rush it. And also the original was just a sketch, so I wanted to just keep it a sketch. In the little coloring thumbnail that I made, I actually gave him brown hair, but in the end I decided to go with the pink hair in the original drawing because I thought it would be a lot cuter and I wanted to add more of that pink in there. I also decided to keep the pink eyes, even though I was on the fence on that one and kind of wanted to make them brown. So I kind of went the middle way and make them brownish pink. After I started on the other portrait, I realized that I hated the nose of the other one because it was way too detailed, so I just blurred that one out and fixed it. Because this is supposed to be like quite a cartoony character, right? And I even add these little tiny blush lines, which I never do, just to like kind of symbolize that he's a shy little guy. Even though I don't add a line art per se, I still darken some places with a brown color, kind of like line art, but I do it very sparingly and I don't take away the sketch. And then here I am just finishing up the last drawing by finishing up the shading on his body and his face and making his eyes, and then this drawing is done. Here is the finished piece. I'm pretty happy with the redesign. Here is the 2020 version next to the 2023 version, and I definitely think I have improved a lot in my art skills, and also his design is just a lot better. It's a lot more cohesive, and he's just a lot more pleasing to the eye with the colors and such. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you liked it, and I will see you again next week. Goodbye!